I don't care. I think it sucks. When I see people doing that, I sigh inwardly and think, oh, for f***'s sake, who's given them that piece of shit lick? And for good reason. It's a waste of time. Hey guys, I'm going to talk about an exercise which I'd quite be happy to see the end of, if I'm honest with you. I'm joined as always by Mrs. Higgy.
Hi guys.
And we're going to sort of go a little bit deeper into this hated exercise of mine. Before I go any further, I know this is probably going to ruffle some feathers, but it has to be said. So some of you are going to watch this and no doubt be like, oh, well, no, it definitely worked for me. Or you're going to have some variation on, well, no, I disagree. But we'll go into it and we'll see. So the exercise I cannot stand is this one. See, I'm already bored. You don't even want to hear the rest of it. Why? Because it sounds like ass. We all know it sounds like ass, it sucks and it's boring. And it's always a variation on that. So it might be an ascending thing like that. Or it might be the other way around. Or it might be what I did, which is, you know, ascending one way and descending the other way. Basically, it's that 4-note per string chromatic exercise. 1 finger per fret, pick every note, right? And it's, God. Look, I'm going to call it what it is, which is, it's a mobility drill. That's all it is. It's a bloody mobility drill. But people keep doing it way into their guitar playing years. And a lot of teachers give it to people as a picking exercise, a synchronization exercise, a finger independence exercise. Okay, right. Neen, I don't even know where to begin with this.
Well.
Not meaning to throw it onto you.
No, it just sounds so musical, right? Doesn't it? I mean, it's every solo I've ever heard, every song I've ever heard, it's included.
Okay, well, let's start there, right? So some of you guys, and I'm going to address all of your angry points, right, before you even say them. And no doubt you'll think of some things which I haven't addressed. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you why I think this exercise sucks goat balls and
the prick that invented it, really.
Needs to be
castrated.
Whoa, bloody hell. Well, I was just going to say a word beginning with S and ending in T, involving projectiles being transported at speed towards people.
Hooted at.
Maybe. Hooted at, yeah. Rhymes with pot. Here, this should be...
Yes.
Okay, so, I know what you're thinking. There's a musical application for this. What about, you know, fusion and jazz, where chromatic stuff is a thing, you know, where it might be really, okay, so let's be honest, when's the last piece of music you listened to with that in, right? You know, what solos do you listen to which have a lot of that in, you know? Okay, so you're hearing a lot of guitar solos with that in, right? A lot of songs with that in. And I'm talking, you know, enough, like more than a fraction of a second of literally it happens like once. I'm talking about this. Right, so you're hearing that a lot? You're not hearing that a lot.
Maybe in a nursery rhyme, maybe.
Seriously, guys, do you use that in your own solos? Be honest. No. Nobody uses that. Nobody plays like that. And if they do, well, that's some shit I don't want to be listening to right there. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, even in fusion, in stuff where outside tones and chromatic playing is prevalent, you don't really hear that in that way a lot. And if you do, like I said, I wouldn't want to be playing like that or listening to that shiz. Thank you very much. But in terms of musical application, the musical application of this is incredibly limited. Incredibly limited. And this is where my first problem with this mobility drill comes in, right? If you're going to be practicing anything, it really does make more sense to be practicing stuff you're going to be using for real in your guitar playing. So I'm talking about actual fragments of scales, you know. So anything which involves like a 3-note per string scale pattern is something you would actually use in your guitar playing, for example. 2-note per string licks. Again, stuff you're going to be using in your guitar playing has real-world application, physically and musically. This doesn't.
Yeah, but what about the finger independence? Surely it's teaching them that.
Look, at a push, if you gave this to a beginner, it might be maybe useful for getting their fingers to start doing something.
Yeah.
But really, if we're talking about beginners, really they should be learning chords. You know, you should be giving beginners chords. They need to be getting good at changing between open chord shapes, and a lot of that is going to be using the fingers in a way that is very difficult for them, and it's going to get the fingers a lot better at doing that. And yeah, right, people that have been playing for years that are rhythm players, you know, they still don't have a good lot of dexterity in their fretting hand. But there are ways of getting dexterity which are better than doing that, right? And it involves playing stuff which is musical, stuff that you're actually going to use, guys. But going back to the finger independence, look, like I said, maybe you give that to someone very early on in their guitar journey, but once they'd sort of gotten their fingers a bit moving around and supple, you know, you would kind of like discard that and just get on with actual playing. You know, it's got very limited application in that regard, really. Their finger independence is going to start developing anyway when they're playing stuff. Like, for example, even with rhythm, like let's take a riff, Crazy Train, for example. You know. So if you're not used to playing something like that, that's going to be a bit tough to start with. And what's the best way to get used to doing that? Well, guess what? It's actually playing that, right? It's not this. It's this. The act of doing that is going to use your fingers in the way in which they are meant to be used in that situation. A lot of this stuff, guys, is context. You know, use stuff which is context specific to the stuff you want to be playing. Whatever it is, guys. If you know, look, you know what stuff you're interested in. As guitar players, you know what music you like, you know what stuff you want to be playing, right? So the clue's there. Looking at the stuff that you're interested in, that's the stuff you need to be doing, right? Mobility drills are kind of things which people invent as a way of doing something without doing it. You know, if you want to get better at doing something, you can't get better than doing the thing, right? Exactly. Do the thing. Don't do something which is a substitute for the thing. Do the thing, right? So, yeah, finger independence, your finger independence you'd go a lot better if you want to do things like 3-note per string, 2-note per string, all of this stuff. Whether you're picking it or whether you're just doing legato, whatever it is. If you do that stuff, if you get good at 3-note per string stuff and 2-note per string stuff, if you decide you want to do a 4-note per string chromatic run, it's child's play because you've already got the dexterity. All you're doing is just adding one more finger, which that finger is already conditioned to be able to hammer on, pull off, do what it needs to do with control and with good timing. So doing something like this for a split second in a solo is easy. It's child's play. But if you try to develop finger independence, hand synchronization, dexterity with this, let's say you get good at that, you have still got to do all of this. All of that, all the 3-note per string stuff, both with legato and with your picking hand, 2-note per string stuff. You've still got to do all of that work, all right? Whereas if you develop those things, if you want to do the 4-note per string shit, you can do that because it's easy. You've got the dexterity. But trying to do it the other way is like ass backwards, right? It's a waste of time. It really is. The other thing, people, you're probably going to say it.
I was going to say.
I'll beat you to it, but
go on.
Warming up.
Yes, I was
warming
going
up.
to say
Okay.
warming up. Yeah.
Oh, but it's a great warm up. Yeah. Do you know what else is a great warm up? Playing the shit you're actually going to be playing. Okay. If you're going to be spending energy and time, do it on the things which you're actually going to be doing.
Oh,
right?
but I know the argument straight away for that.
But I haven't finished this one.
Oh,
but
okay.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
So, what's the point of me doing this? Because when I get playing, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using shapes like this. Yeah, so none of that was that. There's 3-note per string stuff, some 2-note per string stuff, hammer-ons, pulls, things like that. Okay, that's what I'm going to be playing right? That's the majority of my playing is going to be using 3-note per string, 2-note per string, right? That's it, pretty much.
Oh yes, but my fingers aren't warmed up enough in order to be able to play that fast run that I wanted to be able to play.
But it's still the same situation, you're right? It's still using your fingers and you're trying to get good blood flow through them so they're warm. There's no difference between doing that or doing this. Yeah, I'm still using all the same fingers. Just because I'm not using them at the same time, one after the other in sequence, doesn't matter. You're still using them.
Yeah.
You're still getting them from cold to warm.
Yeah.
You just as well use the shit you're going to be using.
Yeah, so basically it's a psychological barrier, isn't it? It's a bit like, have I got my red pants on? Because otherwise I won't be able to play it.
Yeah. Honestly, the best way to get warmed up at anything is to take the activity which you are going to be doing, but do it at less intensity. Start gently. Get things warm. Get the blood flow, right? That's what that's about. Don't have a mobility drill which has no musicality whatsoever. And yeah, I'm going to get some people saying, yeah, well, it was really useful for me. It did wonders for my playing, really sorted my hands out. I'm like, yeah, maybe you got results despite the flaws of that drill. The thing is, there are people out there that can get results out of something which is mostly ineffective, but that's not necessarily a good thing. You'd be better served taking the stuff which is effective and just doing that. Guys, you have a finite amount of time on this planet, so devote the time and energy to the things which are going to give you the most bang for your buck. And don't ask me in the comments, well, what exercise do you recommend instead? Guys, I've already given you the clues, all right? You're all different guitar players, you all have different tastes. You know, I can't tell you what your goals are as a guitar player, but you do know what type of music you like, and you do know the kind of playing you like. So the chances are, if you start looking at that stuff, you know what you need. And in the certain skills I've mentioned, like getting good at 3-note per string, getting good at 2-note per string, sorting out your legato, you know, these things are transferable across genres. So you do know the stuff which will help you, so just do that. You know, you don't need to do these stupid drills, because these drills are invented by people as a way of trying to solve a problem by doing something which is just, I don't know, very uniform and very easy to remember. But the downside is the musical application of these things is very limited, and you're spending time and energy on something which you're not going to use in the way that you're playing it, so you're not really ingraining any useful habit that's going to be found in a scale run, for example. And the other problem with this stuff is the fact it saps your enthusiasm. So if you've got all these boring drills, you've got a big practice session lined up, got all these mobility drills or these drills that are designed to do something without really playing anything musical, then you're just killing your enthusiasm, because this stuff's going to become a chore, right? You want to be practicing stuff which is giving you more bang for your buck, which is focusing directly on building the skills for the type of music you like playing. So those little scale fragments or some little picking string crossing thing which is found in a solo you're learning, right? Stuff like that is going to give you more bang for your buck. You don't have to do as much of it because you're hitting the really good points in less time, right? So instead of having like 10 stupid drills with no musical application.
And I'll add this to it as well. The analysts among you will really identify with doing these types of licks. And please, analyst, analyze that. Analyze why you are doing that so that you can cut that shit out of your life and start falling back in love with the guitar again.
That's it, yeah, because you know, if you are a thinker and you're an analytical type of person, you will let the conscious mind get in the way a lot of the time, because a lot of the time you're trying to solve the problems by thinking your way through it, okay? And this is where you guys need to kind of let the other parts of your personality sort of step out, and you need to build them up a little bit more, because you're so used to solving problems intellectually, right? Instead of trusting the body, you need to build the more trust in the physical aspects and kind of let the mind get out of the way a little bit and stop trying to overthink things, you know?
100%.
Yeah, and for those of you who are used to not thinking so much and just acting, you might have more initial advantages sometimes in just going to the guitar and building it. So it's just worth knowing, you know, if you are a little bit analytical by nature, try not to let that take over. all right? Because that will get in the way. You just need to let the physicality make itself known and start getting more trust in your body, trust in your ability to physically make things happen, all right?
And trust in your Higgy, because he's telling you the truth.
Trust in your Higgy.
Yes, because he's telling you the truth right now.
Well, yeah, I am, because I wouldn't waste my time doing anything else.
No, exactly.
I wouldn't waste my time sat in front of a video doing fucking memes or stupid lick of the day or anything like that. That's fine if other people want to do that, but it just does not interest me at all.
No.
I only sit here and talk about stuff which is genuinely going to help people.
Exactly, 100%.
It's a waste of my time to do anything else.
Yes.
So that's how you know that anything I tell you is designed to help you. It's the truth, and it will get you results if you do it.
Exactly. And on that happy note, I'd like to say super thanks to all the super thanks that we've been having.
Absolutely.
Thank you
guys
so much.
are epic.
Yes, and of course, last week I think we did a music video, so... And I can't remember who did the super thanks, so forgive me for forgetting who did super thanks.
We're not as organised today.
But Ben might, when he edits the video, he might just pop up the names here somewhere. There.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you for the super thanks. If you'd like to leave a super thanks, we'd be super thankful.
Totally
Thank you.
Totally would.
And you'll get at least a tree named after you when I get round to planting them in the autumn.
That's right.
Francisco has practically a forest.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 now, I think.
Yeah, he has. And I wanted to ask a question as well, if I may. So I'd like to know, what was your first guitar, electric or acoustic? Do you still have it? And do you still play it?
That's going to be an interesting question. I think a lot of people will, and a lot of people will have sold theirs.
Do you still have yours?
I still have it somewhere, but I haven't played it for a very long time.
Yeah, and why do you think you don't?
Well, it's a 3/4 size, believe it or not. So my first electric guitar was a Washburn, and it was a 3/4 size thing, so it's not full adult size guitar.
Yeah.
And if I went and played it back now, I'd be like, oh, bloody hell, this thing won't stay in tune. But
Really?
yeah.
Was it in any particular make?
Washburn.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that was a make.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That's what it is.
Sounded like a fake make.
Yeah, no, it's real, it's real. It's
cool.
real. Yeah. Anyway, guys, on first glance, this might seem like one of those naysaying negative videos by saying, oh, this is the worst exercise ever and this should be banned. But ultimately, it's positive because you can discard a lot of these drills because they're just time sucks. You really are better served practicing things which are in the context of what you're going to be playing, because you can still get the mechanical benefits of doing it, the physical technique benefits of it, okay? It's just, you don't have to do as much of it. You can get rid of all those stupid ass boring drills. They suck ass. I don't do them. And I pretty much doubt any of the guitar greats did stuff like that. They were more like focused on the stuff they wanted to be doing. They weren't doing like drills, man. You know, those guys weren't set up like an F1 team with a lab of analysts and people giving them the perfect spreadsheet of shit to do. You know, it was all balls, gut, instinct, intent, all of that really great stuff. And if you narrow it down into the area you want to narrow it down into, you're going to get more results, always. Never scatter your attention everywhere. Put it into the shit that's going to get the job done. And look, I know I'm probably going to get a ton of shit about crapping on that chromatic lick. I don't care. I think it sucks. When I see people doing that, I sigh inwardly and think, oh, for fuck's sake, who's given them that piece of shit lick? And for good reason. It's a waste of time. And I'll maintain that, and I don't care who argues with me, because they're wrong. Okay, you're allowed your opinion, but you're still wrong. Anyway, on that note, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.